Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome back to more. Me being back on my bullshit about Elden Ring. Normally, I'd feel bad about just jumping in and not giving you guys a proper first impression, but let me be perfectly honest. I'm back starting a new character for two reasons. First, this is my first time playing the game in 4K, because this is my first time playing... Well, rather, this is my second time playing ever in... Well, ever since getting my new TV. And secondarily, I hadn't played it in a while, and I kind of... Playing all that Armored Core made me go, I really want to go back and play more... I really want to go back and just see if I've gotten any better at Elden Ring. Because I've been watching videos and such as Rusty, who does nothing but tier lists of Elden Ring, as well as Vadi's recent videos, detailing the lore, which has now grown from being just him talking over specific clips of the game to... Didn't mean to... Yeah. Which has gone now to full-on movie-length diatribes with customized art and intros and basically everything he needs to turn it into pretty much a damn near full movie production, or on an independent scale. So I figured I want to get some time and just play around and relax. I've been playing so much Armored Core, I figured stagger it out a little more. Stretch things away and try and figure out if there's anything more I can understand. Kind of like how, when you look at it, the more and more, one of the other things I do want to try and figure out as we play, the staggering and the piecing of the pieces of the towers that obviously fell a long time ago. It's because now that we've gone through the story at least once, I want to now start looking at it with the question of, well, let's honestly look at what we're being presented and what we can do. What I'm thinking about is like the fall of the towers. It's clear that like this is an upper echelon of one of the towers from Crumbling Fire of Missoula. And yeah, I've explored that far. Okay, first, we can head back to the first step, because officially speaking, yeah. I already got to the Gateside Ruin. Yeah. Okay. So, theoretically, we could try and make our way east, but you're better off just trying to start from McGill Lake North and head around south, and yeah, it'll be easier to do it that way, because I did trigger a Geel, the flying dragon. I have also met Witch Rena. So I've already gotten Torrent, as well as the ability to call in summons, so we're good there. So we're just starting with the basics of the basics. And yeah, I did lose some souls to a Geel, and it's somewhere on the lake. I'm not too hard. It's not too many souls, so I'm not that worried about it. Yep. Alright. Okay, got determination. Yep. They managed to only hit. Okay. Alright. Yep. Figured that. Alright. Yep. Ow. I got double jump, bitch. And I've learned that the thing to remember about riding is you can attack on either side. Yep. Ow. Sorry, Torrent. Hang in there, buddy. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh, wow. Didn't realize your angle was so limited as... Huh. You know, one of those things you didn't realize that... Yep. Okay. Sliver of meat. And yeah. Oh yeah, I did help Bog, our little buddy who was a former Bush. So I've already helped him, already went to the seaside cave and got him the sewing needle. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Gotta cross the bridge. It's nowhere near strong enough to handle the Knight's Cavalry, but... let me, real quick, heal up. Yep. Let's see. I'm trying to think where else. Because we can turn north, heading into the forest, or we can turn... Yeah, let's probably turn south. Follow the main road. Yeah, not gonna screw with the big bridge yet. Now, as far as me, this is me being back on my bullshit, so let's talk about the various nobles and their servants that are around. Basically, these hollowed out grunts that just served... Yeah. Just serve as fodder around the area. Now, oh, excuse me, didn't mean to hit the mic. We know for a fact that the majority of these creatures are hollow, and because they effectively can't die, so they end up being So they end up just kind of existing, these perpetual states of just following the routines because because that's what they've known. They've lost their minds to it. Their inability to die. The closest thing to death itself is effectively this mindlessness, shuffling of going through your actions. Not knowing why you're doing it, just going through. And it's clear that... Yep. Many of these guys don't have a thought, they're acting on almost kind of like a corpse twitching at its last just because the neurons are firing, but there's nothing behind it. Either way. Yep. The only real threat here is naturally... Alright. Yep. Just watch your stamina. Yep. These guys aren't horrible. Yep. 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 Ooh, got me. Yeah, that's what I get for getting cocky. Like I said, they're not horrible. It's mostly just my own inability to parry well that ends up making them a problem. Ooh, it's raining. That usually means... I forget if the Night Cavalry count... I wonder if it's late enough for the Night Cavalry to show up. Well, let's see. No, it's still bright enough for them. But yeah, So the reason everyone keeps going is because they don't know any better. It's kind of the last vestiges. Ow. It's that back kick that honestly gets me in trouble most of all. Yep. Yep. There we go. Yep, not bad. And when it comes to the amount of soldiers after you, I'll be honest, the only real dangers now if trying to attack this cart are more often than not just the giants themselves. It's the one rider and the giants that really cause you any kind of problem. And just to show it off, nope, you cannot do it while you have to get rid of. Alright. Yep. Damn it. Yep. It's always like this. Like I said, it's the last twitching of a corpse. Yeah. Yep. But these guys all trained and lived in battle their entire lives. Kind of mercenaries, the guys who are fighting here on horseback, spent their entire lives in the saddle pretty much. They're from the north, they're, where life was hard. Yep. Yep. And their entire lives were focused on battle. Well, and they were some of the more dependable mercenaries in this region. But they weren't the best riders, or at least, yeah, they were reputed as some of the most powerful, but that came from the fact that they weren't, you know, they were displaced largely by the Albinorics. Riding their wolven mounts, put many of the Kaidan mercenaries to shame and eventually forced them out. Thus they would come to find employment all over the lands between, elsewhere, where, having nowhere else to go, they would become quite respected. Yep. Yep. I think you only really need to smack him a couple of times to get him to stop. Yeah, and then you can open the chest. You don't actually have to kill even the giants. The Great Axe. A weapon that was on its way, if you follow this road, up to Stormvale Castle. So, this was a special weapon being sent to the lord of that castle. So, think about these weapons and where they are being sent. The Great Axe would be very useful, but it requires immense strength to be able to wield. Yeah. And note that who's carrying it are two enslaved trolls. Oh, I'm sorry, they're enslaved trolls. Now we know that trolls and giants both had the let's call it capacity to channel the god of fire. We see that in the fight with the last fire giant. So we know what their trolls are missing is the eye of fire. That is what they are no longer able to channel. Sorry, my nose was getting... Now, that's interesting, because what replaces the Eye of Fire is one of these tablets. Now, those tablets... Okay, so if we assume what is above is the heart, the tablet replaces the Eye of Fire, allowing them to... which was probably actually cast as a sort of liberation, that they were freed from the control, only to have it replaced by control by Marika. At least that's how I imagine it was portrayed at the time. Lo, you've been freed from the control of the Lord of Fire. Ignore the fact that I now bind your will to mine and have you in endless slavery. So that you have to do anything I say. Their betrayal of their Lord of Fire, who probably was the creator of the giants and trolls. And it's why their physiology is so tied to him. Makes sense. So then, those tablets, though, that are in each of them, we see hundreds of them in in the Queen's bedchamber. So let's assume that each of those tablets came from there. Were either collected or were being created by Marika. Because that's one of those key points we're not sure of. Yep. Yep. Alright. Nice. Glowstone. Works surprisingly well. Let's see. Waypoint Ruins. I've talked about the connection between these flowers and the Albinaurics all being effectively being artificial versions of living creatures. Which does then beg the question, who created them in the first place? And my personal belief is the Nox. That effectively, this was them trying to replicate things that existed already. Alright. You can use... There we go. Alright. 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 There we go. Great runes. It's interesting, because if we assume that these are the creations of the Nox along with the Albinaurics, it takes... Okay. Yep. Get out of the shots. It takes on a different kind of question of... the Miranda flowers. That's what they're called. I'm trying to remember the name off the top of my head. Because if they're the ones who... Because they're obviously not natural of the flowers in this world. Otherwise, we'd see more variation on them. But the Miranda flowers are pretty consistent, along with pretty consistently where they only adapt to certain effects. So I could very much see them being just that. Let's see. And what was it we just picked up? St. Trina's lily, I believe? Yeah. A light purple water lily on the verge of wilting. Material used for crafting, exceedingly rare to find. A symbol of faith in St. Trina, dulls the senses, preventing agitation. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic. And poison bloom. Miranda powder, here we go. Pollen from a man-eating Miranda flower. Material used for crafting items. Throughout history, perfumers have prized this extremely fragrant form of Miranda pollen, not yet scattered into the air. So, this is a type of pollen that's still pure, so to say. It hasn't been spread out, which makes it more potent and useful. Yeah. Try its back. Sure. Trying to think. Yeah, lone wolf. We should be fine. There we go. Ow. Ow. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the wolves do good. Ow. The Mad Pumpkin Heads, another group of warriors. There we go. Who dedicate themselves wholly to combat. Alright. And here we come across a workshop of a lone mage.
Tarnished, are we? I wonder you should turn up here. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I want to learn source.
I yearn for... I dare say your proclivities are far from ideal. Oh well, perhaps nurture will define nature. With a bit of luck. But one must choose one's... I was exiled from the Academy of Rhea Lucari as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish?
Yeah, I still want to learn.
Well, you very well. But I refuse to coddle. Or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievances, young apprentice.
More than happy to. And yeah, so far we currently don't have the intelligence to cast any of them. But there are certain ones that are fairly useful. Such as Crystal Barrage. Scholar's Armament, as well as Scholar's Shield. There are effective ones, but we'll leave as... Alright. Mostly I just wanted to unlock Selen. Access to her is always welcome, and, well, I'm still early enough in the game, not that it's ever hard in this game to decide to change your mind and pick up something else. And let's see. Yeah. One of the mercenaries. Yep. Ow. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Ow. Yep. Got him. Nice. And actually, retracing the route back here actually tells us a bit that likely this piece of rock specifically probably wasn't here from the way the road is placed. It's clear that this rock in particular used to be further up on the hill. So let's say it was. Let's look where it used to be. Because most of these guys are scattered that were protecting that great axe. The roadside ruins we came from. The waypoint ruins. So likely this, at a certain point, used to be up here and was collapsed down. So that was a relatively recent change. I say relatively recent because that's one of those things. At least it was recent enough that the convoy here thought it would be a clear road to Stormvale. Yeah. But it ended up being far more teardrop scarabs. Oh, one must be nearby. Okay. Oh yeah. Teardrop scarabs are basically just things that pile up whatever is in the cerulean flask. And if you kill them, you get refills. They're nice, but not necessary. Now, the golden power. Note that it builds up in places of death. And I've shown the animation. I've shown what the golden runes look like from if you start from small to large. Life grows in the golden light. So, anyway. It honestly resembles life growing from a single cell to multicellular organism. Or, as one may think of it, life being born. Now, as far as this piece of rock that I've said before, it's clear that the convoy had to go around this because this fell relatively recently. So up until then, this was up here. Probably gave a great overlook, but it recently collapsed. So if I had to guess, just to tell a little story, this used to overlook the lake until, as the convoy was coming through, they managed to attract the attention of the local dragon, Egil, who landed on it and sent it toppling down, covering part of the road, forcing the convoy to take a slight detour around it. Thankfully, the mercenaries all drove it off after a couple of hits, and thus it spent its time licking its wounds around Lake Egil. Now, when everything went south, there we go. There, that should be enough to make some arrows. Yeah, that's for the arrows. Alright, so that's regular arrows. Alright. At least it's never hard to get arrows. But yeah, so following the road, you come across the idea that Egil basically sent that toppling down to block the convoy. And meanwhile, the Kaidan mercenaries had to stagger and spread themselves out to cover a wider area, because many parts of this convoy were likely nobles, exiled nobles heading to Stormvale to help out the biggest exile, Godric the Golden. Alright. And thus, we see come across the Kaidan mercenaries effectively trying to protect a lot of nobles from Lanedale who are largely useless. Ow. Yep. But they took their money and they got paid for what they got paid for, so... Yep. Yep. Ow. Ow. Oof. That hurt. But yeah. But remember, Kaidan mercenaries are used to fighting against mounted enemies, which tells us they honestly did clash with the Albinoric women of the in the north. Unfortunately, as we can tell from their general combat, they don't stand a goddamn chance. Those wolves of theirs alone become quite a tool. Because the other reason I've been playing this again is the other thing I saw recently was the one guy who does like the arena fights, like setting bosses against each other to see who's the strongest kind of thing, and I always laugh at it because it's like, can Millennia win against? Yes. You don't need to finish that sentence. Millennia wins. That's what she does. That is just what Millennia does. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. Ah, got achieved. And got screwed. Yep. Ow. Well, using... Yep. Yeah. Alright. Ow. Yep. Okay. Man, that crabs do not get any easier. But using enemies against each other is always a valid strategy. Alright. Anyway. Because we are getting close to... Alright, so we got the waypoint ruins. I find it amazing, all the little touches in this game. Like dragonflies being assholes, where they cackle before they attack. One of those little bizarre things of the way they... Alright, and this is the demi-humans versus the Knights of Godric. We'll let them fight it out a bit. Showing that... Because there was a point where the... There we go. There we go. Nice. I also want to end these guys before it gets too much later. And they start getting that attack buff at night. At least I'm pretty sure it's an attack buff. They get some kind of buff at night. Anyway. And this is the story. I went over it in our original playthrough, but the effective story of this area is by and large the representation that, yes, the Beast Folk used to have a position of, if not strength, at least they were respected for the service they provide. The Kenneth, the guy who used to be Lord down here. Ah, here we are. And you?
Quite a fool picking a fight with a dragon. Wow. Seems I'm forever crossing paths with hotheads like you. I can tell you when just fools will...
Yeah, considers us a fool for picking the fight with the dragon. He'll warn you off against it. Warn you off against the lake if you come here before finding the dragon. Let's see. Trying to remember what all is in the Dragonburnt ruins there. There we go. Let's see. Ah, just some crab eggs. They're a delicacy for some. Hey, some people like it, so I can't argue against it. Just Not my taste. Oh, there they are. I'm like, I hear him. Like I hear... That was actually pretty clear. Agil, Agil. Oh, flame of Agil. So they're asking for Agil to burn them. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Can't say oh. Can't say I'm surprised. Most of, like I've said, most of these guys that they aren't technically hollowed. Because Agil is basically represents a potential death, or at least close enough to it in being burned. Because fire was hated by the worshippers of the Erd Tree because, well, no greater blasphemy exists than burning the tree. Alright. Yep. Yeah. Yep. And there's some people who say that relying on there's a lot of people who try not to rely on any kind of spirit ashes or find them kind of cheap. I don't know. I just use whatever the game gives me. It's a trap, right? Yeah, because this one's a teleportation trap. That's kind of why it's so easy to get to. Which is one of the reasons I don't really... This is by and large not one of the ones you want to use. Okay. Yep, more Trina's lilies. Because being killed by us... Sounds like there's some... Oh well. Why does it sound like there's something sleeping? There's nothing big out here, though. As far as I know, there's... it's gone quiet now, so... But did you guys hear that? It felt like there was something big, like one of the bears almost sleeping around here. Yeah. There. Is it just Agil himself? Sorry, I'm just truly listening, because, again, this game in 4K takes on a different feel. All the details I missed because I couldn't see them makes me more attentive to, like, all the visual design flares. There. It definitely sounds like a giant's walking around. So yeah, it is just a Gil. Alright. Alright. Okay. Whoa. The hell? Well, that sucked. That truly sucked. Alright. And there's my... Get my runes back. Alright. And we'll... Alright. Get my wolves out. And let's see. Kind of funny how much... I always find it funny how furry you are, Agil. Alright. Yep. 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 Nice. At least the dragon, at least they can take a hit. And the tail. Yep. The funny part is the way this game is made. Theoretically, there is no enemy you cannot defeat. It's just extremely unlikely. Yep. Yep. So So long as you can do at least 1 damage, theoretically, you can win. Oh, wow. Yep. Yep, get out of the way. And fire breath, so we'll just have to outrun it in this case. He's too far up the cliff. Back over here, Agil. I ain't chasing you up that hill. That limits my range way too much. Ow. Squirt got me. Come on. Yep. Yep. Come on, Agil. Back down to the lake. Yeah. That fire breath is exactly why I'm refusing to go up that way. Yep. Alright. Okay. Yep. Got a hit. Alright. So furry. Yep. Managed to get out of it. Alright. Come on. Well, at the very least, I can pull around the pillar here. Yep. Get around that. There we go. Yep. Come on, Agil. Nice. Agil used Body Slam. It missed. Nice. Alright. Get my stamina back up. Alright. Okay. Under the flame. Yep. There it is. Stay patient, stay calm. Don't get excited when you start getting in the lower parts of the HP. Agil can kill you in just as much in the first of his HP as his last. What gets a lot of people killed most of all is getting excited. It's like, he's almost there, I can do this, I can do this. Your anxiety to get out of the fight is what's going to get you killed. If you have to take a little longer on those last hits, take a little longer. Alright. And while he's breathing. And there we go. A great enemy felled. A Dragon Heart. A new draconic power available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. So there. The lake is now ours. We are now ruler of the lake. So long as we don't piss off too many crabs. Which is part of what we wanted. So... well, why not... yeah. Now, as far as... Yeah, squirts. They're not actually that dangerous from a physical standpoint. This is mostly just well, teaching you just how dangerous poison can... Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course a crab's coming after me. Alright, go for it. Yep. Alright. Yeah. Yep. And while you're open... And again. Nope. Friggin' crabs. Look, I played Dark Souls 3. Sorry, I got used to you. You were worse there. And as far as the squirts go... If nothing else, they're useful as a damage comparison, I guess is the best phrase I could use. Alright. Oh, forgot to make cracked pots. Partially that's what this is really for, is so you can start having cracked pots. But now that we have them, we got some bone darts. So these will at least be useful as a test. So let's see. Regular arrow does 54. Bone arrow does 42. And only 31 with the bone darts. So yes, bone arrows are still our better investment. Because, yes. Yep. Because we can make an infinite number of bone arrows, so long as we kill the little guys around here. So, little beasts and such. Yeah, you can't craft while you're in... Yep. So yeah. Yeah, basically. And individual squirts are not a problem. Because all you have to do is hit them hard once. Yep. And no, I didn't get any build-up while I was doing that animation. And this is one of the areas where, despite being low-ranked on everyone's tier list, this is kind of thing where the wave magic is actually useful, because it does chip damage, but it keeps you out of range. There we go. But yeah, just a solid any solid R2 hit will typically send these things toppling over, exposing their weak point, making this far simpler. And again, I think these squirts are another example, much like the Miranda flowers and the Albinorics, of a species that was artificially created maybe by the Nox, maybe not, but they're a side effect. It's the reason they give the same item as the Miranda flowers, is because they came from a common source, let's say. At least that's my interpretation of it. Alright. Either that or they were designed to be like a cleanup creature. Bottom feeder meant to just clean up what was around. Whereas I believe like the bats are malformed, are sort of malformed demi-humans from those who worship the flame of frenzy. Or at least that's how I see it.
Beautiful work. Felling that dragon, and as such, the heart you brought back. It's used in Dragon Communion if you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek the decrepit church on the little island off the west.
We've actually already been
You
there.
must not forget those who partake in Dragon Communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, until the floodgates burst. The strength of a mighty dragon. It's no surprise that Dragon Communion is ruinous. You must not forget those who part their hunger until the flood the strength. It's no surprise.
Yeah, we might as well take the strength. I mean, end of the day, we're maidenless, powerless, and in the grand scope of things, just another brick in the wall, so why not? Let's go partake in Dragon Communion. Alright. So, we have Dragon Fire, Dragon Claw, and Dragon Maw. Their fiery breath, the fierce fangs of their bite, or the powerful slaps of their powerful claws. Oh, the one we're closest to is the fire breath. Transform caster into a dragon to spew flaming breath, charges extends duration. Pure overwhelming power. We'll get the one that's closest, so this will be the easiest to acquire, so yep. Note that to gain the power, all you basically do is consume the heart. Now, the presence of this here. Alright. And level up. So is Faith. Arcane. Strength and Dex. Actually get some more vigor. Memorize spell. Assassin's approach to that. Yep. So, now, it's a little cruel, but it gets the point across. Alright. Then beast bones. So yeah. More arrows. Nice. Okay. Alright. So then the next place we should head actually is Church of Ella. Church of Ella. And yep. Let's get our broadsword just a little nicer. It'll serve us well for now. A basic broadsword can carry you quite far, actually, if you try. Alright. I saw an option. Speak to Melna. About this place?
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Or so I hear. You can see them called the rays of grace that guide you through your burden. Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard-bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring. Upon the cliff, a demigod. If the rays and the Elden, as an ally, I pray that to face the challenge.
Alright. So yeah, because that's where we're being directed to Stormvale Castle. However, we're not required to handle that just yet. There's plenty more to explore and a lot more strength to garner before we delve into the depths of Stormvale. So let's see. I suppose the other part of the map here would be useful. So we'll head down from we'll head north from the Waypoint Ruins and then east. Alright. Not gonna bother with the Miranda flower. Because again, the road branched two ways, north and east, and north and south. We've yet to take the northern paths. Foot soldiers. Yep. 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 Ow. I accidentally hit L. Didn't hit circle fast enough. I was thinking of something else. I'm like, wait, my shield's not up. Okay. I'm just messing around, basically. The game is so stunning. Just visually, this game is stunning. And it's always interesting that Torrent does take a lot of damage from thrust attacks. No surprise, as those are common spears, which are really good, excellent against mounted units. So it's interesting that foot soldiers, these soldiers were common enough. There's a path further south and east. And there we go. Like, I know there's a... So this Lost Grace is literally the power of the Erd Tree that was taken from former Tarnished. They weren't tarnished at the time, though, they were simply the warriors of the Erd Tree. And it was when Marika stripped them of their power that the grace was, they were basically driven away. Alright. Yep. Big bears. Big bears. You can fight them theoretically. It's never been worth it. Yep. And that map is what we're here for. East part of Limgrave. Yeah. And to access this area over here. Sweet. Siofra River Well. Which takes us a long, long way down. Alright. And down here we are. Siofra River. Nice. A place far removed. And partially what I came here for is this. Dew-kissed herbs. So we can start making these glowstones. Because these come in handy. And they give off a stupid amount of light. Like, that is an impressive amount of light for a summoning. Yep. So if you want to summon allies, you can. Ghostwort, which is to improve your summons. Yep. We'll start needing cracked pots, so... Still, this is an excellent place to build up resources. Silver fireflies, which are useful for an item that allows you to basically increase the amount of, I believe, souls runes you get per kill. So, yeah, absolutely worth it. So there are claymen up here. Alright. And more up here. Alright. About what I figured. Let's test out Dragonfire. I've never actually tested it. Yep. Not bad. Oh. Alright. Not bad. All things considered, that's not bad. Yep. I don't plan on making this a Dragon Communion build, just to be clear. Probably just a general caster, but... hey, we'll see. We'll see what spells I home in on. Because this game gives you so many. Yep. Yep. All the mudmen. There's actually even more of them on the other side of these walls, but on the upside, taking this path would let you avoid a good chunk of them, but you also don't get all the rewards. So it's risk versus reward. And Duke Ysturba, which again, great for these stones. So when you go into a cave, you can have plenty of them to just toss around. And yeah. The funny part is, this is still considered part of the overworld. Golden runes, golden runes. Yep. Let them build up, let them bunch up. And once again. Yep. Alright. Oh. Yep. Ow. Yep. Yeah, they catch you pretty good. Yeah, I need some more. Okay. On the upside, we are always going to be faster than they ever could be. Ah, just what I needed. A refill. There we go. Nice. Because remember, their HP stays until you reset the area. So, alright. Nope. There we go. There's some of the weaker ones. Go for the thrust. Nice. Yep, nice and easy. There we go. Yep. Yep. And with only 3 of them, it becomes extremely easy. Oop. There we go. 3. Yep. There we go. Nice. But yeah. There we go. Though note... all sorts of little hidden areas. Alright. Because, yeah, there's a ton of these guys down there. And plenty of falling. Deaths because people are being silly. And the claimant up there. Because people weren't being careful enough. They get impatient and want to ride torrent through this area. Yep. Oh, you can backstab them. You know, for the longest time, I thought you couldn't. Ow. Yep. Alright. There we go. Throwing daggers. Alright. Alright, so it's down here. Alright. Alright. And now that it's up against the wall, there we go. Oracle bubbles. Now we can blow bubbles. Let's see. I forget. It requires, yeah, okay, 15 arcane, 19 intelligence. Okay. Don't mind me, just picking up some goodies. I mean, you guys butchered everything here, so I'm just gonna take the extras. Not like you guys are gonna use these golden runes, right? Yep. Yeah. All we're picking up, though, are resources used to explore. Because the scholars of Raya Lucaria were very curious what was out here. They were hoping to stumble onto some glintstone. Unfortunately, what's down here is of nothing they want. Or at least they were knew they were looking for. There's some interesting secrets, but nothing they had intended to find. Either way, we can rest here for a moment. Oh, Milna has more to say to us?
Me? I'm searching for my purpose, given to me by my mother inside the Earth Tree, long ago, for the reason that I yet live, burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the Finger Maiden, yet can offer no guidance. I am no maiden. My purpose was long ago lost.
That's
Shall I
fun.
turn your wound? Let my hand rest. Share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
That's interesting. Ashes of War. Yep. So, Storm Stomp we could throw on. Okay. Now that's the interesting bit. Her purpose was long ago lost. Each of the demigods is tied to an outside power, pulling it into the Golden Order, pulling it under Marika's purview. So, if each of the demigods is supposed to be representative of a power that was supposed to be united under the Erd Tree, right? Even seemingly conflicting powers, such as the dragons we'll see later on, have proof that they worked with them. Nice little preview of coming attractions, I suppose, from the Siofra well. Never realized you could see Noxtella from here, but I also don't ride this elevator up much. And people keep falling down the lift because they forgot where they left it. Alright. Let's see, lots of bears out here. Mistwood outskirts. So let's head north into the beach. He should be alright. Most of the bears are towards the central and east side. Central and west side of the Mistwoods. The east tends to be more quiet. Visions of crab, be wary of crab. Yeah, there's crabs. Yeah. They're not lying it to you. I mean, it's a crab. You know... Yep. If you haven't caught on, they only attack in certain ways. Oh. Thankfully, crab is crab. Whether big crab or little crab, they are crab. There is crab, but there is no rave. But yeah. Just pick up some goodies and runes. And yeah, you can really see where the water is and where the water ends, and you'll just fall to your death. And you get more crabs. I do like that the crab actually responds smartly to dragon fire. The second you cast, they lose their shit. Oh, and I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. Alright. Oh. Huh. You know, it's so rare he goes for the little jab there. Alright. Crab. Even... Oh, this one actually gonna take a swing at you. I mean... Doesn't matter how big or small, crab's gonna square up and take a shot at you, I suppose. Let's see. And I believe... Yeah, there's an item up there, but I don't believe you can get it from down here. This area is specifically the exit of a cave in Caelid. So... Yeah. Oh, gods. Do I dare start working my way into Caelid this early? Well, I could get more dragon power. Let's see. I believe this is one of the churches of Marika. The third one? Yep. Because this is easy to miss. The Flask of Wondrous Physic. Gives you lots of goodies. Sacred Tear. And another Lost Grace. So, gives us an extra shot of HP, basically. So, increase the amount. Alright. And, okay, Melnus at the third church tells us...
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, if you wish.
I'm
Very
interested.
well. In Marika's own words, my lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die. Well, perhaps that might serve you in lieu of a maiden's guidance.
It's interesting to think about. Okay, as I had the theory before, the church's echoes each represent where Marika was when she spoke this. So in the third church, which is the furthest away, it makes sense. So after the conquest of Stormvale by Godfrey versus the Storm King, they continued their march east and stopped here. So Marika's path of conquest never extended into Caelid. Of course it never did. You know what's beneath here? Siofra Village and Noxtella. And Celia, the domain of domain of those who are very clearly just the Nox. The Nox. So all that remained was the domains of the Nox, who Marika was a descendant of. Okay. That makes sense. Because we're seeing the story in reverse order. That throws a lot of people off. The third church of Marika is where she was when she created all the Lost Grace sites, which are just where the roughly where the warriors were when they were, or rather, the graces, the power of gold that she stole from all of them, then was then taken back into the Elden Ring. Okay, there's something about this, but I'm gonna leave it here tonight because I gotta get up early. But that's something to ponder about. Anyway, folks, thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been more of me back on my bullshit about the story of Elden Ring. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.